Hello, Southport Square residents. This is your Executive Director, Brian Hess, with another episode of Around the Square. So I hope you all are having a wonderful week. I've got a update on COVID, and then we'll jump into some project updates. So we haven't seen much change from the last report that I had with the Department of Health through the state of Florida reporting the state positivity numbers at 16.2%, so still relatively high. Charlotte County is at 16.6% positivity. So we are seeing both of those up. Now the CDC website, which does track a little bit more accurate data, is showing in the low 20% range. So as the state of Florida gets ready to update their numbers, which should be happening within the next couple of days, we'll probably see it jump up a little bit further from that 16% up to a little bit closer to where the CDC is reporting. So COVID is still out there. The CDC is showing that Charlotte County is still red or high, as is most of the state of Florida, and a lot of the country is still relatively high based on the CDC's website. So we have COVID going around in our communities, around and about. So as you're out and about, if you're in crowded areas, if you go to the store, it's a good idea to take that mask with you and try to protect yourself as much as possible. At this point on our campus here, we have 5 associates that are COVID positive currently and quarantining. We have 7 total residents that are COVID positive at this point, 4 in our independent living and 3 in the skilled nursing. If all goes as planned, the 4 in the independent living should be ending their quarantine at the end of this week. So by the time y'all watch this episode or within the next day or so, we'll probably see those last 4 come off of the list for quarantine, and we should be back to 0 cases in our independent living. Woohoo! Great.
Yay!
Yeah. So a couple of project updates. So you'll notice that we still have some work going on in the pool locker rooms and in the village restrooms. So the pool locker room should be coming to a close here at the end of this week. So as you're watching this episode, we should have most of the work done. We will spend a little bit of time doing some final construction clean, and then as soon as we are able to reopen that pool, we will get that open for residents' use again. We have some neat things that we've added into it, including some post holders for our volleyball net now. So for those of you that play volleyball, we've got a new net and a holder for it, so it will fit right in and be a nice snug fit. The village restrooms are still under construction currently, so please, if you're in that area, just be mindful of that. We've got a barrier up to hopefully keep folks away from there. They're installing some of the cabinetry, and the plumbing will go back in shortly, and we'll get that whole area cleaned up as well before we reopen it. So I'm really hopeful and excited. I'm hopeful that y'all will enjoy the new look of both the locker rooms in the pool area and the restrooms in the village once those are completed. Our Gables East renovation is moving along. The committee did meet in the last week and gave some feedback for our designers to kind of come up with the final game plan for design in the majority of the building. We also have several of the dining chairs have arrived. We have a few more that are coming, and then we're going to have the committee be testing out some dining chairs to see what they like, and we'll send that back to the design company as well. And then after we kind of have all the design components in place, we'll begin with the construction process. The dock, so for those of you that have seen, the dock is mostly complete. We are still awaiting for a couple of components. We're trying to get the grill installed, the picnic table. We've got a lamp post coming and getting some of the permitting approved. But we are planning on a grand opening of our dock on June 29th. So we'll be sending out some more information as we get a little bit closer as far as true firmed up date and a time. But we are anticipating at this point for that to be June 29th. So hopefully y'all will be able to come out and make it for that. A couple of other things that are going on around our campus. So we also had a new irrigation pump installed behind Gables East in that little lake back there. So if you saw some folks working in that little lake house that kind of sits right on the water there, that's what they were doing, is putting in a new pump for irrigation. So we actually draw our water from the ponds on our campus, and it kind of sucks it out of that pond, and it sends it all around our campus for our sprinklers to run. So as they were putting that in, you probably saw some people working with some long PVC pipes as they were kind of putting those down into the pond so that it could draw the water. And the pump is sitting in that pump house, and that's what activates or runs all the sprinklers across our campus. So a quick update on recruitment. We do have 23 new associates in the onboarding process, so that's excellent news. And we have, of those 23, 11 of them are ready to start their orientation in our next onboarding or orientation day. So it's great to see that we've got quite a few folks coming on board. That's a spread of many different departments. So we've got some dining, some housekeeping, maintenance, and some nursing, all inclusive in those new hires. And then the last thing I just wanted to note, I was very appreciative for those that were able to come out for the Flag Day celebration and the Veterans Wall dedication. Really a great opportunity to get to see many of the veterans here on our campus and get to recognize them. If you haven't had the opportunity to check it out in Town Hall, we do have our new Veterans Wall that was dedicated to our veterans here at Southport Square. There was 83 names on that board currently, and we'll continue to add as people come on board. But that Veterans Wall is in Town Hall. You're welcome to go in and take a look at that in there. It's a beautiful piece of art and great to see. We also had some coverage on Wink News. So if you got to see the little segment on the dedication, that was pretty neat to see and hear some of the stories from Marie McDermott, Camille Fargo, and Clarence Walworth. So I hope y'all are having a wonderful week, and I hope you enjoy this episode of Around the Square.
We are going to tour the skilled nursing facility today. Oh, and look who we have here.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm Tammy. I'm the administrator of Harbor Health, and this is Sandy Rayner. She's our director of clinical services for the health center. I just want to talk you through the process of if you have the opportunity and the advantage of coming and receiving some of our great rehab services. So I'll show you where it starts. This is our admissions office, and the whole process starts right here with Miguel.
Hi, guys.
Miguel Roman is our admissions director, marketing director. He does a lot of things. Everyone loves him, especially the hospital case managers. So Miguel, just talk them through the process as they if they're in the hospital and they need a tune-up after a hospitalization. Talk us through it.
First things that we received is a referral from the hospital. The case managers called us, and once we receive the call, we start looking into everything that you're gonna need. We receive the clinicals, make sure that we have everything in order and set prior to you guys coming to us. We actually have Deanna here. She's our admissions coordinator. She verifies all the insurance, all those little details that no one wants to know. But she does it very well. Then after that, once everything is set, we communicate back and forth with the hospital case managers. We make a lot of calls. We also call the family members, any relative that you may have. And then we just, when everything is said and done, they call us to arrange a transportation basically. And then we bring you over. You don't have to worry about anything else. Once we receive the first phone call, we take care of everything, and we just hope that you get here and have a beautiful stay with us.
So after you are approved for admission, insurance and everything is all set, our next stop is to this office here. This is our social services office. Jennifer and Kristen, we start planning your discharge on the day of admission. So these ladies work with our home health agencies, with your families, with assisted living, with the support services in the Gables to make sure that it is a safe discharge. Gets the equipment that you may need at home, any durable medical equipment like a walker or a wheelchair, they can arrange for your insurance to have that delivered to you here prior to discharge. Any home health that you may need for wound care, this is where it all happens. Throughout your stay, there will be a care plan meeting that will involve you and any caregivers that you want to attend to that, nursing, therapy, to just talk about your progress. So there's no surprises at the day that you do leave us. All right, so here you are at Harbor Health. Let's go take a look at your room. All of our rooms look like this, all right? For the most part, we have 40 private rooms in our facility. This is a typical room appointed with a hospital bed, a nightstand, a sleep chair, a larger recliner, TV, remote. And then the bathroom. And in the bathroom, every room has its own shower. So you're assisted with anything that you need in here. Now I'd like Sandy to talk a minute about, once you get into this beautiful room, what happens then? You know, it's kind of a fast and furious process. You've been in the hospital, you're exhausted, but our nursing staff is here to take care of you. So Sandy, come and tell us a little bit about what happens.
We got the confirmation that you are coming. We do arrange for transportation from the hospital, so that's not something you need to worry about. When you arrive, you're greeted by our nursing staff, and we do a complete head-to-toe assessment on you. We want to make sure that we're meeting your needs. We looked at your safety needs. We look at your skin. We look at your pain. Did you just have surgery? Do you have a Foley catheter? Do you need to be closer to the bathroom? We need to make sure that we're meeting your needs when you get here. Sometimes it's very time consuming because there are several parts to the admission process. So that's one thing you just want to keep in mind, that when we do the assessment, it is a little lengthy, but we want to make sure that we're doing everything for you so you have a successful stay with us.
And then we review the medications, right?
We review your medications that you were discharged from the hospital, but we also review with you the medications that you were on at home. And it's an important part that we review that right from the beginning. And we also review your care plan with you, so you will know what areas of concern that we're going to be focusing on with you. And we review that throughout your stay. So you have a successful stay.
And part of that process, when she says there's a lot, because the concierge will also come in and orient you to the room, to the bed control, to the call light, to the TV control. They'll want to get your weight, they'll want to get your height, because those are things that we monitor, especially your weight. You know, a lot of people with heart conditions have unexpected weight gain, which may be of a concern, or people that are just not have a failure to thrive. We need to make sure we get proper nutrition ordered for you. So those are other things that nursing staff is doing, and that's all within the first 2 or 3 hours of your being here. So it is a necessary function that we have to do.
So even though you say you had a fall and you fractured your hip and you came here, we're going to look at the comprehensive picture. We're not going to just look at you fell and you broke your hip. We need to look at the whole picture again, so you will be successful at the end of your stay.
Can I ask, what's the average stay?
For a rehab patient, our average stay is about 21 days. You know, depending on what other issues you may have going on. If you're a very healthy hip fracture, you know, you could be here 14 days. If you may have some other cardiac issues or other maybe infection from an incision on the surgery, it could be a little bit longer. But we can do everything here. We can do IVs, we can do tube feedings, we can do oxygen. I mean, we just don't do ventilators. I'm trying to think of anything else we don't do.
Wound vacs.
Yeah, we can do wound vacs. There's all kinds of things that we do here, you know, that's very highly skilled to take care of some pretty sick folks, you know, so. And the nursing team here is outstanding.
Oh, absolutely. They're
Yeah.
very caring, very loving.
Yeah. You know, we are
I
a
can
5-star
attest to that.
facility with a 5-star rating with Centers for Medicare and Medicaid. We just achieved our Joint Commission accreditation just in May of this year. So just very, very proud to work with this team. Here's our plaque from the Joint Commission just announcing our accreditation, and it's good for 3 years, so May 10th. Yeah, very proud of that.
Yeah. As you should be.
Thank you.
Because of that, with that accolade right there, that is above and beyond what ACA
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a higher standard. Now, ACA has some pretty high standards,
Mhm.
right? And that's, ACA is the regulatory agency that comes and inspects us annually. This, they just take it a step further, you know, for infection control, for physician credentialing, for, I mean, just life safety, for everything. They did a pretty thorough survey when they came. So, yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Welcome to the therapy department.
All right, I'm with Ada Lombardo, and she's the director of therapy. So Ada, why don't you show us your therapy department?
All right, let's take a walk into what we call the big gym. We have 2 gyms, and I'll show you the little one or the smaller one later on. Let's
Okay.
walk. Okay, first of all, I do want to show you we have a little kitchenette, and we do use to train people, patients before they go home. So for them to do any cooking, if they have to go home and live by themselves.
Now, what is this type of therapy called?
Well, that will be under occupational therapy.
Occupational therapy, okay.
So we would have the patient, stand to do dishes, and that will be for their standing balance. So occupational therapy, physical therapy is, a team approach. So we address patient's deficit and then help them to achieve independence so they can go home and live alone, or with some support.
Okay, all right.
And then over here, is the other occupational therapy section. We have the bed basically, to help them. Or for the therapist to address different musculoskeletal problems, back pain, or if they need ultrasound for pain management. And if you look around over there, we have a bathroom as well that is set up with different adaptive equipment like grab bars, bath bench, and raised toilet seat, so we can train patients how to be independent.
How to lift
to do
themselves
their self-care.
appropriately.
Correct.
So when a person is here at a rehab stay, how soon does therapy start?
We usually start the very next day because
Oh.
most of our residents will arrive, late in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
And so usually first thing in the morning, the therapist will go in to do what we call evaluation to figure out what are the patient's deficit, and then we can design an individualized program to address those deficits.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then over here is what we call that primarily the physical therapy section. So as you can see, we have a new step, we have electronic control parallel bar, so we can train patients how to regain their independence in walking and mobility.
Okay, so now this teaches them balance or just helps them stay stable?
All of the above.
Now, do they use a walker on this piece of
No.
equipment?
They can, but usually if we put a patient on parallel bar, they are not at the walker level yet.
Okay,
So like a baby learning to walk, they have to be able to sit up, stand up, or learn how to crawl and get the standing balance before they can go progress onto the walkers. So usually people come to us with mobility difficulties. We might do range of motion, strengthening of the lower extremities, work on their static balance, and then if they have that, then we progress them onto parallel bar. And if they can do well, then we might look at progress them onto adaptive equipment like a walker, whether it be a 2-wheel walker, 4-wheel walker, or a cane.
gotcha. Now I see all this equipment here. What is all of this?
This is the TheraBand. Usually for strengthening training and different weights, for strengthening training as well.
Now we have some residents in independent living that sometimes they have a fall, but they're not injured, and they just can't get up. And so they have to do a lift assist with 911. If they were to exercise and teach themselves how to properly get up, would that be an assistance to them?
Of course, yeah, that's part of the therapy and occupational therapy program. you know, if they have a fall, usually, you know, we have to address the main cause of the fall, whether it be balance or strain. And then again, go back to evaluation by the therapist, then they can pinpoint what is the basic problem that caused them to fall, and then we address that. And then we also have technique to teach them, you know, how to get up from like on the ground,
Right.
and then try to maybe suggest different adaptive equipment that will prevent future fall. And occupational therapy can also come to the home and do a home safety assessment to look at, you know, if you have a fall in the bathroom, maybe, you know, a grab bar or raised toilet seat or a shower bench that will address those risks.
Okay. Now, Ada, where are we now?
We are in what we call the second gym, which is a little bit smaller than the one that I just shown you. But with this gym, we have specialized equipment as well. Now, if you look at this is an electronic stair training device. It's adjustable in height, adjustable in length of the step. A lot of our residents, you know, who go back to the community or to their own home, they might have steps. We get a lot of patients that actually live in a mobile home, and then in order to be able to get in and out of the home, they need to learn how to negotiate steps safely. So this is the device that we use to train them. And again, like I said before, you have to learn how to walk safely before you can do steps. So it's a gradual progression. Again, you know, this is for strengthening lower extremity, upper extremities. What we call a bike is electronically controlled.
Where would they sit to pedal?
They'll be in a wheelchair.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So
Okay.
this is designed, you know, for wheelchair use.
And that's to strengthen the arms, right?
As well
I've seen-
as lower extremity,
Oh,
your
okay.
legs.
Yeah.
And we can adjust the angle so we can look at range of motion as well.
Hmm.
We have another new step, again, you know, that is for strengthening all range of motion for upper and lower extremities.
Hmm.
All right, if you look at here, we have, you know, kind of put some bar on the wall and you wonder what they are for. We actually, again, use it to train patients, you know, how to get up from a wheelchair, sitting position, and, you know, work on their standing balance. Again, you know, a lot of our patients come to us wheelchair bound, and because of a fall or because of some medical issues. So it's a process that we have to help them to be able to stand, able to walk, able to do the stairs, able to shower, toilet, take care of themselves before they can go home independently. One thing I do want to say about the resident we get from the independent section, what you call the Gables, I want to tell you all that coming here to rehab, the goal is really to improve your balance, improve your strength, so you can function independently in the Gables. It's not a place that you come here, then you got to stay here. So our goal is always to get you back to
Right,
your
this
level
is a
of
true
function.
rehab. You want to get them
Correct.
back to what
Yep.
they were, or to get them stable so that they're safe at home.
Correct.
Right.
And again, you know, if you're a Gable resident, a lot of time, you know, the physical therapy together with the occupational therapy will actually go to your home with you. And a lot of time, you know, Jerry or Debbie's are involved. The maintenance departments are involved. If, you know, we recommend any grab bar or assisted device in your home so you can live independently.
So you said, so with, if an independent resident winds up in the skilled nursing, you go and see them the day after they get here and assess them.
Well, as a rule, we will try to do the evaluation the very next day.
Okay.
Even on the weekend. If you come in late on Friday, usually you will have at least one therapist see you over the weekend.
Oh, okay. And what's the average? I know this is a very vague question, but what is the average time someone would utilize therapy?
We are looking at overall length of stay, what we call, around about 20 days.
Okay.
So if you come here for rehab, you will look at 3 weeks.
Now, if they still require it, but yet they're, you feel confident enough that they can be at home with some assistance or aids or anything like that. Can they continue with therapy?
This is, we also have an outpatient clinic over at the Gables by the spa. Rose is the therapist there. So a lot of time, you know, we understand the patient always want to go back to their own home as soon as possible. So that's where teamwork come into it. If the resident we feel is safe to return to the prior level of function with some assistance, then we will talk to Jerry, talk innovative services.
IHS, yes.
Yeah, IHS, to put in some extra help for you in order you can stay at home. If you have some nursing needs, then we might recommend home health. And home health come with nursing care and therapy that will see you at the home. If you are at higher level of function, you're able to get yourself to the outpatient clinic, then, you know, Rose will continue to work with you to get you to the next level.
Okay.
And then as you improve through time, then you can decrease on your assistance from IHS.
Okay. And this is why it's so important to stay physically active throughout your entire life, because
Correct.
the more active you are, the easier it is to recover from injuries and
Correct.
things like that. So no couch potatoes.
No, and also, you know, one of the, you know, thing that we always emphasize to resident or patient, whether it's within our community or out of the communities, look at fall prevention before you actually have a fall. So if you feel that you always feel unsteady in the shower, maybe you need to get a doctor referral. For
Right, to find the
occupational
root
therapy.
cause of why that
Yes.
is happening.
Prevention is always better.
Good.
So if you feel insecure in the bathroom, in your living environment, then get an assessment from an occupational therapist to address those concerns before you actually have an incident.
Gotcha. Now, how many therapists do you oversee here?
I think, you know, with full-time and part-time therapists, we have a total of 17
Oh, okay.
staff. We have occupational therapy, physical therapy, as well as speech therapists. So let me tell a little bit about speech therapy.
Yeah,
So,
please. Yeah, what's the speech
she
therapy?
help resident to address any swallowing issues, any communication issues. As we get older, our swallowing, you know, might be affected. She will try to assess and help you to get a diet that is most appropriate for you, whether it's going to be mechanical soft chop up food, or sometimes, you know, you might need to have a puree or thickened liquid so you can take in nutrient without having worry about having aspiration or choking or coughing all the time.
Yeah.
And communication, voice, people have neurological condition like Parkinson, a stroke, their communication skill might be affected, and that's when speech therapists can come in and help you with that.
Wow, you cover all of the bases
Well,
here.
we try.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, look at you playing with your toys. So what do we got here?
Another Apache helicopter.
Oh, that is neat. Oh, can you put it down so I can play with it?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to play with it now because I love all these. So how long did it take you to make this one?
Well, I don't know, because I've been working on 2 or 3 other things.
Wow, look at that. You have missiles, gun, wheels.
And there's even another
You
little
even
one.
have a back propeller.
Yeah.
Look at this.
It's got a,
Oh yeah, another gun up front.
it's got another gun under there.
Wow, so this is truly a Top Gun here. Look at that, and you have the jets back here too. That is neat. Love the details that you put in that. Now, where's this one gonna go?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet, because the other one you sold it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's,
So, I'll just put it on a shelf.
oh, that's nice. That looks really good.
Yeah.
But you don't know how long it took you? A couple weeks?
Yeah, off and on, yeah, because I've been working on 2 or 3 other things.
Yeah. Well, you've been repairing tables and stuff too
Yeah.
for certain people. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Wow, that is really nice.
I'm doing something a little bit different now. I'm getting bored making them because I got plans for these.
Uh-huh.
But I'm designing a tow truck and another fire engine.
Oh, nice. So you're going to be doing the fire engine too, because I know Rodney's doing one.
Yeah.
He's doing an old timey one.
Yeah, well, this
Yeah.
is more, it's a combination of, I guess you could call it a hook and ladder.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's pretty nice. So I can't wait to see what you come up with,
Yeah.
because you have all kinds of nifty things.
So,
But you're getting bored building these, huh?
yeah.
Yeah? Well,
And
you
I'm
must have made it.
Well, I'm actually designing that, and I'm designing a tow truck.
Oh, I
So
want to
we'll
see.
see what happens.
You gonna put the little hook on the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Well, thanks for
All
sharing.
these other vehicles that, I mean, it's gotta have something if it breaks down.
Yeah, so I said you need to build a Southport Square bus.
That's
See?
an idea.
Yeah, see, and we can put,
Yeah.
I think that would be cute. Cute as a button.
Right.
Well, thank you for sharing. This is really cool. It's probably
welcome.
your 35th one, maybe. I think we should start
Yeah.
a series with this.
I built another shelf, so now I gotta fill it up.
Well, it's
Okay.
really neat.
Yeah. All right, I'll take it up and put it on the shelf.
There you go. Well, hello everyone. Today I'm here with Jeff Holbein, our beloved maintenance man here in West. Jeff, you're coming across an issue with the trash rooms. Well, it's going on in both Gables.
Yes, couple of issues that we're having in Gables West, Gables East, is with the recycle and the trash and separating and what goes in, what doesn't go in, breaking down boxes, what boxes go into recycle, which ones don't, which ones should be broke down and brought downstairs into the gondolas. And we are having another issue with garbage being thrown into the recycle bins, which is creating quite an issue with maggots and smell and things of that.
Yeah, all the undesirable things.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so people are disposing things in the recycle bins that should not be there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yep. So any food items, any items that have any food in them at all, either rinse them out and then put them in the recycle, or put them in your trash and throw them down the trash chute or in the gondolas downstairs on the first floor.
Gotcha. Now a lot of people question if the styrofoam, is
Yes.
that what you're finding in the recycle bins? Because the styrofoam is not recyclable.
It is not recyclable, and it's really confusing because on the styrofoam containers, they have the little recycle symbol on them, but they're not recyclable. So I don't know why that symbol is on them even, but styrofoam items do not go in the recycle either.
Okay.
They also, all styrofoam items go in the trash. Any boxes that are shoebox or smaller, we would like you to break them down, put them in the recycle.
You mean shoebox are larger?
Shoebox or smaller.
Oh, smaller,
Into
even
the
smaller.
into the recycle, yep.
Oh, okay.
Because what we're finding is with all the move-ins that we're getting, we get the bigger boxes, and God bless you for breaking them down, but they can't go in the recycle because they'll fill them bins up really quick. So we ask that you take those and bring them, like, you put them in a gondola down to the first floor in a gondola, one of the trash bins, regular trash bins. If you can't do that for whatever reason, simply put in a work order, and Lou at East or myself over here at West will help you out with it.
Okay. Do you want to show us a little bit of what you're talking about in the trash room here?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's tour the garbage room.
Come on in. This is the 5th floor of Gables West.
I love these automatic doors.
They're very
I really do. I love
Very
them.
nice. So obviously these are the recycle bins, and we do ask that you fill one at a time. We usually have the lid open, just fill one at a time. Here's the items really to include, and if our recycle rooms do not have this list, then we're gonna find it, buy it, and get them in there, because they should all have this in. And so this is really a list of what should or should not go into a recycling bin.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Anything other than that, again, goes down the trash chute. If it doesn't fit down the trash chute, bring it at west, bring it down to the first floor service area. In the gondolas over at east, they have a gondola in the service area over there as well that can go in. Electronics. Electronics as well would go downstairs on the first floor in the gondola area, and we will dispose of them correctly. We do have a company that comes out and takes care of all electronics and gets rid of them for us correctly. Again, if you can't physically do it for whatever reason, certainly talk to either Lou or I, and we can help you out with that.
So we appreciate everyone recycling, but it needs to be recycled properly.
Yes.
No, there are signs in the trash rooms, and if there aren't, we're gonna make sure that they get them. But there are what you can and cannot put in these bins. And please don't put full boxes in these bins because it just ties it up. And these are emptied every day except for Sunday, aren't they?
They're emptied every day.
Oh, including Sunday.
We check them every day of the week. Yes.
Okay, so, and that makes sense because there's so many people that would utilize it.
Yes, ma'am.
But I'm wondering if they don't realize that this chute is here. You know, it looks like somebody made a giant sign. But I'm wondering, have you ever found like kitchen garbage in that bin?
Yes.
In a bag?
Yes, usually we have a couple of cans a week. Whether they come from east or west, we really don't know. It's hard to keep track of them that way. When they go to dump the recycle, they dump our recycles every Thursday. Waste Management does. And if they find containers with garbage in them, they set them aside, and then Lou or I have to take care of it, and we have to dump that. And
that's been sitting in there for over a week, and
out in the heat, and
yucky.
the rain, and the humidity, and everything. So they get pretty gross. Like I said, usually it's a couple of weeks, so it's not real bad. But boxes are kind of an issue. More so, but yeah, we just ask that you just pay attention and be diligent and put your garbage and your refuse in the trash chute and your recyclables in the recycle cans.
All right, well, thank you, Jeff. I hope everyone is hearing Jeff to make his job a little bit easier.
We appreciate it.
And we appreciate you very, very much, Jeff.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
We are celebrating Flag Day, so today is National Flag Day. I'm going to talk a little bit, absolutely, love the flags. Talk a little bit about Flag Day, but also we're going to recognize and honor our veterans here at Southport Square with the unveiling of our new Veterans Wall. So very excited to see this beautiful work of art.
The flag folding ceremony represents the same religious principles on which our great country was originally founded. The first fold of our flag is a symbol of life. The second fold is a symbol of our belief in eternal life. The third fold is made in honor and remembrance of the veteran departing our ranks and who gave a portion of his or her life for the defense of our country to attain peace throughout the world. The fourth fold represents our weaker nature as American citizens trusting in God. It is Him we turn to in times of peace as well as in times of war for His divine guidance. The fifth fold is a tribute to our country. In the words of Stephen Decatur, our country in dealing with other countries, may she always be right, but is it still our country, right or wrong? The sixth fold is for where our hearts lie. It is with our heart that we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces, for it is through the armed forces that we protect our country and our flag against all enemies, whether they be found within or without the boundaries of our republic. The eighth fold is a tribute to the one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day and to honor our mother, for whom it flies on Mother's Day. The ninth fold is a tribute to womanhood. It has been through their faith, love, loyalty, and devotion that has molded the character of the men and women who have made this country great. The 10th fold is a tribute to Father, who has also given his sons and daughters for the defense of our country since he or she was first born. The 11th fold represents the lower portion of the seal of King David and King Solomon and glorifies the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12th fold represents an emblem of eternity and glorifies God the Father, the Son, and Holy Ghost. The 13th and last fold, when the flag is completely folded, the stars are uppermost, reminding us of our national motto, "In God We Trust." This concludes the flag folding ceremony. Flag detail off.
I had prepared about a 2-hour speech, but Ron, I don't think you're really too interested in that. I'd like to just say that being a veteran myself, I'm very appreciative of the fact. I've learned a lot being a veteran. And I've enjoyed being president, because no one else wanted the job, of the Veterans Club. And we've got a good group, we've had a lot of fun, and I appreciate all of them, and I appreciate their service to this country. And as Brian said, they tremendous stories of where they've been and what they've sacrificed and so on. So I've had a great pleasure of being their leader, and that's been a lot of fun. What I'd like to do is I see a lot of deer in the headlights. Look, let's move on and let's unveil a fantastic replica that's going to prove our support of the Southport veterans. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And I want to close by asking my newly found friend, Chris Lejeune, chaplain of the local VFW, to close us in prayer.
I would ask everybody how everybody's doing, but I kind of know. If you're able to stand, please stand. If not, if you could just bow your heads with me. Uncover. Oh God, bless our nation's. Oh God, bless our nation's emblem. May it ever symbolize freedom and justice for all our people. Help everyone to always respect those high principles that are noble and right, that they might better understand the high ideals represented by this flag. And if need be, that they have to trod on foreign soil to defend it, may you rise with them always. Amen. Please go.
Thank you very much.
there was a wall when I was doing it that I thought in some ways it was better. And so it's like, you're just stuck with it, you know?
It's not great, but it's cheaper than better than what
I never did realize. It just seemed like it was just so calm.
Here we are at Men's Pizza. Full house here today. And they're in for a special treat. Other than pizza, chips, salsa, and beer, they're about to have entertainers.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Around the Square, and I hope you have a wonderful week and a happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. And I think Dawn might have a good joke for us this week.
I do, of course. I
All
have a
right.
doozy of a joke. It
All
wouldn't
right.
be, around the square without a terrible joke.
Exactly. It has to have a terrible joke ending.
Well, this one's for the dads. When does a joke become a dad joke?
I have no idea.
When the punchline becomes apparent.
Ah, I see. A parent.
Parent, see what I
All
did there?
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I really thought it was going to be when it's told and it's terrible, then it becomes a dad joke. But
Well,
I like that
too.
ending better. So,
That too.
all right.
Well, happy Father's Day to you too, Brian, and
Thank
to
you.
all of our residents here that are fathers. I wish them a happy weekend and enjoy their Father's Day.
All right. Have a great week.
Well, the fun card is here, and we're all wearing our Southport Square shades because this place is just so cool.
We're so cool, sunshine.
Yeah. Well, thank you, ladies.
Yeah, thank you.
This is fun. Nice.
Then I became older and my body ached. But I'm still as fun as I thought I was. Not so much anymore.
Yay! Good job.
I told you
Don,
not.
are you gonna speed off and hold your helicopter up?
We'll fly away.
There he goes.
See you later.
All right, see you later. You gotta hold up your helicopter, make it fly.
Yeah,
Whee! There we go.
Okay, see you later.
See you later. He's just like a penguin. Look at this. Very nice. Now, Don, what branch of military did you serve in?
Huh?
What branch of military were you in?
National Guard.
You were a National Guardsman. Okay. Army. All right.
That's Army.
The what?
It's Army.
It's Army, National Guard? Okay.